fairly obvious, white t-shirt for a screen print. Please go and have a chat to Ange about your t-shirt. Right. On...
Is that a dress code thing?
No, that is not a dress code thing. Low cut is just fine. So, without further ado, let me introduce to anyone who has not already seen their wonderful act, a very, very long-standing folk duo we have here for your morning awakening pleasure, Penny Davies and Roger ILOTT.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be here at NEURUM Creek, as always. We always have a lovely time.
We're going to start off with this song. It kind of pays a little bit of a tribute to that old song, I'm just a country boy, money have I not. But it's got a bit of an Australian twist to it. So I hope you can go with it.
3, 4.
Kookaburra sitting in a eucalypt tree, laughing the whole day through. And when I see the funny side, I'll be laughing too. I'll be laughing too. Magpie carols in the morning light, notes as sweet as dew. And if I woke in a tree at dawn, I'd be singing too. I'd be singing too. I am just a country girl singing you this tune, and there's gold in the rising sun and silver in the moon, silver in the moon. Lorikeets whistle in the banksia flowers, feathers green and blue. And if I had nectar on my tongue, I'd be whistling too, I'd be whistling too. I am just a country girl singing you this tune, and there's gold in the rising sun and silver in the moon, silver in the moon. Picking beans in the evening light when the times are hard, but I'll sing and laugh the day away like the birds in my backyard, the birds in my backyard. I am just a country girl singing you this tune, and there's gold in the rising sun and silver in the moon, silver in the moon, silver in the moon, silver in the moon.
Thanks very much. This next song was a John Broomhall song. Back in the 80s, when we used to live in Sydney and have our studio there, we recorded about 100 songs that John Broomhall wrote at the time, but this is a recent one.
Yeah, John's a poet really, and he was very prolific at one stage. He doesn't write so much these days. But this is a song that kind of draws on his love of poetry, because he mentions, well, Mark Twain for one, and Lawson for another. But it also draws on his childhood spent out at Broken Hill. And this is a story about going out really with his dad, fishing and his uncles, fishing by the river. But it's about the river too. It's really about the river. That's what it's all about.
3. That's got a lovely chorus for you to sing. It goes, roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. The dream has no ending. We can still hear your song. So roll on, old river, roll on. I'm sure you'll pick it up. 3, 4.
You rise in the ranges, head down the divide, through the Gwydir, the Namoy and Bogan you glide. You hit the old floodplain where the waters run wide. Roll on, old river, roll on. Twain knew the river as a stately old dame. Lawson saw the gutter and cried out in pain, somewhere between the pride and the shame. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. The dream has no ending, we can still hear your song. As you roll on, old river, roll on. The kids of Menindee live upstream of town, right by the graveyard with the ghosts running round. An old man in the main street just stares at the ground. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. The dream has no ending, we can still hear your song. As you roll on, old river, roll on. Camped out near Kitchener with Dad and his mates. They'd yarn and kick on till the hour was late. I'd fall asleep lullabied by wild old songs. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. The dream has no ending, we can still hear your song. As you roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. Roll on, old river, roll on. The dream has no ending, we can still hear your song. As you roll on, old river, roll on. Thank you.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, for thousands of years, a lot of people in Central Australia have called it home. So they see it as home. A lot of people see it as an incredibly beautiful place, and some people see it as a good place to detonate nuclear bombs. And this is about an event that happened back in 1953, when I think Penny was just, oh, shouldn't say
I
that.
was just
Shouldn't
born.
reveal these things. But she was tiny and I was 2. We had no idea this was happening in this country anyway. So it's about something that happened at a place called Emu Field.
It was one October morning in 1953. In Emu Field the people woke too late for them to flee. Blast of the explosion and the earth was quaking too. A black mist in the mulga trees quietly rolling through. The old were first to die and there was weeping from their kin. There was blindness, there was sickness, there was pain and burning skin, as a bomb named Totem 1 by some unknown bureaucrat wrecked the lives of those who camped along that sandy flat. The people had no say at all, that totem was not theirs. That bomb destroyed their country, made them radiation's heirs. For the pitch and jar of people, it's unsafe for their return, where the nuclear bomb was tested and they watched the mulga burn. A generation later it was brought into the light, but still the people suffer, and how can that be right? With radiation levels still unsafe for occupation, barred from their own country, so give them reparation. had no say at all, that totem was not theirs. That bomb destroyed their country, made them radiation's heirs. For the pigeon jar of people, it's unsafe for their return. Where the nuclear bomb was tested and they watched the mulga burn. The scars remain upon the land where testing was allowed, with radioactive fallout from a deadly cloud. Abolished nuclear weapons, a treaty signed and sealed. For nothing less will compensate the loss of Emu Field. People had no say at all, that totem was not theirs. That bomb destroyed their country, made them radiation's heirs. For the pigeon jar of people, it's unsafe for their return. Where the nuclear bomb was tested and they watched the mulga burn.
Thanks very much. It was about 40 years ago we were playing a concert with the wonderful Australian pianist Roger Woodward. And he was playing on any piano that was in a hall. So it might have been a really out-of-tune piano, and he played some beautiful classical pieces, regardless of whether some of the keys worked or not. So anyway, after the gig, he and I were talking about how much we enjoyed each other's music, and Roger said, I love your little folk songs, because we classical people can turn them into great works. And he meant it in the nicest possible way. He's a lovely fellow. So this song is the reverse of that. This is a great work from, it's the first theme from Tchaikovsky's Pathetique, from the first movement.
Otherwise known as the Pathetic.
The Pathetic. And it was turned into a little folk song by a bloke called Bill Caddick, and he called it John o' Dreams.
Do sing along if you know any of it. When midnight comes and people homeward tread, seek now your blankets and your feather bed. Home comes the rover, a journey over. Yield up the nighttime to old John o' Dreams. Across the hill, the sun has gone astray. Tomorrow's cares are many dreams away. The stars are flying, your candles dying. Yield up the darkness to old John o' Dreams. Both rich and poor in darkest night are one. All things are equal when the day is done. Princess or plowman, the slave or free man, all find their comfort in old John o' Dreams. the dreams come running clear. The hawks of morning cannot reach you here. Sleep is a river, flows on forever, and for your boatman choose old John Dreams. Sleep is a river, flows on forever, and for your boatman choose old John Dreams. For your boatman choose old John Dreams.
Thanks very much. It's a nice little folk song, isn't it? I think the pathétique is a bit over the top, really, but anyway.
I think Tchaikovsky would have quite liked it.
I think he would have liked it. This next song, which I'll tell you about, we're going to ask you to do something really special, and that's hum for peace during the chorus. Now, everybody here would surely have heard of Whiter Shade of Pale, that gorgeous song from 1967. And this is that was written by Gary Brooker and Keith Reid, and they also wrote this song. For 50 years, Procol Harum produced wonderful music, and Gary and Keith wrote this back in 2003.
And here's to give you some context, because Keith wrote the words inspired by something he read about an event that happened in Africa. So I'll read you the context. In September 2002, a march was allowed in Alexandra, South Africa, through the slums to Sandton, where world leaders had gathered for a summit. Reporter John Vidal said, "We meet on barren ground, on the outskirts of the township of Alexandra. To our left are 4 armoured personnel carriers, bristling with machine guns, backed by police with water cannon. To our right, 15,000 or more singing and dancing people are gathering. This is the long march to the promised land," says an Ethiopian community worker. The people of Alexandra come out to watch. There is cheering from the high blocks of rundown flats and the tin shacks. The marchers dance on past the luxury hotels, investment houses, and computer companies with their armed guards. "This world is rich, but it is not mine. I am not angry that they have so much and we have so little, but I want people to know our position," says Stephen Marbeau from Sazelburg. There is no hint of trouble, just more singing and dancing. Behind the walls, the summit goes on, and this song is dedicated to Stephen Marbeau.
So we're humming, it goes...
This world is rich, but it is not mine. Where I live, hungry children are crying. I am not angry at my own position. I just want people to know my position. This world is rich, but it is not mine. My people are starving, that must be a crime. When some have so much and some have so little, there must be a place we can meet in the middle. Our water is poisoned, poverty is intense. We cry inequality, they just build a fence. We don't even own the ditch where we died. This world is rich, but it is not mine. This world is rich, but it is not right. We're asking for help before we run out of time. We can't live on talk, we just need a hand. We'll walk from the slums to the promised land. Thanks for humming. We had a great friendship with the poet Bill Scott, and he was a wonderful poet. This is one of his poems set to music, and you can hear in the words the poetry of this man's heart. He just had a lovely eye and an ear for the beauty of the world. A number of years ago, Roger and I flew over the Channel country. We were going to a gig somewhere, and we flew over, and it was just as the rain had come down, and it was like looking down maybe on a jewellery box full of beautiful silver necklaces, because the sun was shining on all these little strings. It was the most amazing sight. This song is called Rain in the Channel country.
To the swelling inland channels come the flighting ducks in multitudes, with pelicans in fleets that sail like schooners down the sky. The black swans point their arrowheads toward the filling billabongs, and brolgas dance the breaking of the 5-year dry. Believe me, there are multitudes of acrobatic parakeets to celebrate the seeding of the grasses and the shrubs, the seething green and yellow mob that fossick in the tussock grass, or shriek and wheel in terror of the hawk that hangs above. Fat frogs are burrowing upward from their time of sleep and burial, silent under spider webs of cracked, eroded mud, till each bull has its complement. Enthusiastic choristers are croaking psalms of glory for the Diamantina flood. To the swelling inland channels come the flighting ducks in multitudes, with pelicans in fleets that sail like schooners down the sky. The black swans point their arrowheads toward the filling billabongs, and brolgas dance the breaking of the 5-year dry. Brolgas dance the breaking of the 5-year dry. Ooh.
dance the breaking of the 5-year dry. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Now, how many of you here have been to Woodford Folk Festival? Yay! Woo! Well, for those who haven't, there's a special event every New Year's Eve where we have, I go there a lot, 3 minutes silence, and it's just the most magical thing because that enormous space full of loudness and music and thousands of people goes silent for 3 minutes, and everyone has candles. It's so beautiful. And suddenly you can hear the frogs and the crickets and the wallabies hopping along, things like that. Suddenly you become aware of this is a piece of land that has other people living here, not just us. So it's a very special little moment. So we wrote this little song called The Woodford Bell because at the end of the silence the bell rings to tell you that you can go woohoo again, and the music can start up again, and the insects can go back to going, oh, heck.
Sorry, Mike.
So it's got a chorus, which is quite easy, which goes...
It's very easy.
Now the moment we know well, silently beneath the spell, farewell another year, farewell, wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell. Okay. So when it comes up, we do it a few times, so. Candle flames burn warm and clear, here on the cusp of the turning year. Here in a silent place we dwell, and wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell. Sisters, brothers, strangers, friends, glow in the light of the old year's end. Songs and dances, tales to tell, all stop till the peal of the Woodford Bell. Now the moment we know well, silently beneath the spell. Farewell, another year, farewell. Wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell. A million souls are listening there, sounds of night in the hope-filled air. 3 clear chimes and our voices swell to echo the sound of the Woodford Bell. Now the moment we know well, silently beneath the spell. Farewell, another year, farewell. Wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell. Candle flames burn warm and clear, here on the cusp of the turning year. Here in a silent place we dwell, and wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell. Now the moment we know well, silently beneath the spell. Farewell, another year, farewell. Wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell.
Wait for the sound of the Woodford Bell.
lucky.
And in fact, Penny wrote that all on her own.
Oh yeah.
I had nothing to do with it. She's writing some lovely songs these days, it's great. She's always written lovely songs, but she's never sort of had the confidence to write the music. But on our albums now, there are usually 2 or 3 that she's written the words and music. So well done, Penny.
I had a good teacher all these years. Yeah, it's a collaboration, even so.
Some people asked me about my banjo earlier, and see this lovely old banjo? Sorry? Does anybody remember 1969? Okay, I do. That's when I got half of this banjo, when I was a young fella, playing in the folk scene in Sydney. And the other half, the neck, is a beautiful Gibson Mastertone neck that a friend mailed over from America back in the 90s. She said, I really like this neck. So it arrived in the mail and it was in 2 halves. It was busted right down here. So I thought, oh, well, that's the end of that. So I just sort of put a bit of tape around it and hung it on the wall of the studio. But my friend Bruce Jones, who's a luthier, saw it one day and he said, I'll fix that for you. So he glued it together, and it's 30 years later, with all the tension of the strings, it's beautiful. So we thank Bruce for that. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
A clap for
Dr. Bruce.
I'll tell him. Now this song is another one of Bill's. Bill Scott's. And he wrote this when he was 65, and he called it the older man song. Could be called a senior citizen song these days as well.
I think we're not elderly, we're elderlish.
But one of the lines in this song gave a documentary maker the title for a documentary about Bill's life. What good is your life if it isn't a song? So Bill spent some time looking for gold, and he never found any gold, and he spent a lot of time at sea as well. And all that time he was writing poetry. So it's called Old Man's Song, and you repeat the last line with us, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure you know how to do it. When I was a young man, I followed the gold, deep in a mine shaft all muddy and cold, deep in the dark with a flicker and light, but never a nugget to gladden me sight. But it's way, hey, now I am home. The mornings were silver, the sunsets were gold. Way, hey, now I am home. The mornings were silver, the sunsets were gold. When I was a young man, I followed the sea, cold, wet and shivering, often I'd be rocked in the crow's nest or rolled down below, or sweating me soul out where the Gulf traders go. But it's way, hey, now I am home. The oceans were sapphires, the beaches were gold. Way, hey, now I am home. The oceans were sapphires, the beaches were gold. An old man, I sit in the sun, thinking and dreaming of things that I've done, remembering laughter, forgetting the pain, that I go out and do it all over again. Way, hey, lifted along, what good is your life if it isn't a song? Way, hey, lifted along, what good is your life if it isn't a song? Way, hey, lifted along, what good is your life if it isn't a song? Way, hey, lifted along, what good is your life if it isn't a song? Thanks very much. We recently made a podcast about some of Bill's life at sea. It's called Bill Scott's Cape Lewin Diary. So you can find that on the internet. It's a wonderful little story about life going up and down the Queensland coast, taking tanks to the various lighthouses all the way up and down.
Great tale.
And
What are you
teaching
doing
the
now?
chorus. Yeah.
We had a request to do this one because people always love it. It's got a really, really easy chorus, but people get a bit muddled up with it. So I'll do the actions for you. So it goes like this. What's the key, Rod? Sorry. All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful.
How'd it go?
It's based on a Navajo prayer, and it was set to music by Josh Bogan, who's an American songwriter.
And when Gordon Bok came out, the wonderful American folk singer, came out in 2003, he and his wife Carol were staying with us a lot of the time, and this is a song that he taught us back then. Yeah. So you want to have another go at the chorus?
All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful. Oh, we did it again. The curtain of daybreak, it is hanging. The wind still whispers a morning grace. Before the sky you will find me standing. Let me live in this holy place. All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful. In the house of freedom, there I wander. In the house of life, let me pass my days. In old age traveling, there I wander. Walk with me in this holy place. All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful. Homeward now down this road I wander, where my soul's long lines are deeply traced. Homeward now will I make my journey. Walk with me in this holy place. All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful. You get to do it yourselves this time.
All before me peaceful, all behind me peaceful, under me peaceful, over me peaceful, all around me peaceful, all around me peaceful. thanks very much indeed for coming today. We really appreciate it. And we'd like to thank everybody involved with the festival. We'd particularly like to thank Mark and Dave and Ashley for the great sound, and Don and Angela for putting the whole thing on. They do a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, and everybody for coming. We can't go anywhere without singing this one, so tough
This
luck.
is possibly one that you might know. We first heard this back in 1986 when Dave Hugard came around to our place late one night. We were watching Countdown. It wasn't late, it was only 6 o'clock. That's right. It was raining buckets on our little house in Balmain where we had our studio, and Dave came around knocking on the door, and he interrupted Molly Meldrum saying something. But he said, "I've got a great new song for you, Pen and Rog, here it is." So he sat at the kitchen table and he played this for us with his big accordion in a really slow way. And as he's doing that, I'm thinking, I can hear a whole other version of this song. So thanks, Dave. It's written by Bill Scott. It's called Hey Rain. Hey rain, rain coming down on the cane, on the roofs of the town.
There's rain on my hands and rain on my face, all muddy old Innisfail's a muddy wet place. Hey rain, and there's rain in me beer and rain in me grog, and they've just fitted anchors to the Garrigogga pub. Hey rain, hey rain. There's a Johnson River crocodile living in me fridge, and a bloody great tree on the Jubilee Bridge. Hey rain, and the monsoon sky is sprung early from Flying Fish Point down to Millstream Creek. Hey rain, hey rain. Storm clouds are so black and big as an old flying fox in the Moreton Bay fig. Hey rain, it's the worst wet season we've ever had, and I'd swim down to Tully, but it's just as bloody bad. Hey rain,
Thanks very much. We'll see you next time, hopefully.
We've got some of the music of Bill Scott is on CD up the back. We've got 2 CDs of Bill Scott, so the complete works. Thank you.
Come on, NEURUM Creek, you can clap much louder than that. You got to sing and everything. Thanks so much, Penny and Roger. That was a beautiful morning set. And not only can you buy their CDs with really complete works, seems unlikely, but a lot of songs. You can also, if you feel like going for a trip down south where it might possibly be cooler, see them at Kiama at Folk by the Sea in a couple of weeks' time. It's only New South Wales, it's not that far.